Hmm.
Okay. So how do you solve this problem? What number do you need to add or subtract to both sides of the equation? Do you recall from last time?
Probably isn't it the 10?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, it's the so a little bit uncertainty, but it's always the number on the side of the variable.
Okay.
Okay, so in this case, you're going to subtract 10 from both sides of the equation. So x equals -8. Okay, so let me know when you get that down,
Okay.
and
I have it down.
we'll look at another problem here. So what I'm trying to show you here is that it doesn't matter which side the variable's on. So let's say it's like a equals x plus 13. You always look at the
13, so you'd subtract 13.
yeah, so go ahead and solve this one for me.
Okay. Would that be -5? Would
Yes.
x equal -5?
Yeah, that's perfect. X equals -5. Good. Okay, so let's look at just another, kind of problem like this. Let's say it's 5 plus x equals -2. Your focus should not be on the -2. It should be on whatever is on the side with x. And I keep saying the word side. What I'm referring to is this equal sign creates a division. There's the left, there's the right, and we don't know which side the variable's on, but it happens to be on the left on this side. But your attention should be only on the left.
Okay.
Okay. Now this 5, it's positive.
Yeah.
It's because of that right there that I'm pointing out with the arrow. It's not because of the plus operator. It's 5 positive because we don't write anything in front of the number when it's positive. Okay. So to undo +5, you will subtract 5.
Okay.
You're going to subtract 5 from both sides of the equation. Okay, so x equals what? What is -2?
-3.
So they're both negative. Okay, when they're both negative, that means the answer is negative.
I said
Right?
-3.
So you got that right. Yeah, you got that right. But then you have to add the numbers together.
Oh.
So there's two cases. If they're both negative or both positive, that tells you the sign.
-7.
Yeah, -7. Good. Okay, so the again, that what's got to be really clear is if they're both negative, or if it's a negative minus that number and they're effectively both negative, the answer is negative and you add the numbers. When they are opposite in sign, like we saw in some of the previous problems, you determine the sign from which one is further from 0. So we had 8 plus -13. The one that's further from 0 is the -13. So that tells you your sign, and then you take the larger and subtract the smaller.
Okay.
And that has to be really clear. Like you have to be like, okay, like it's kind of like that long division where you really had to work hard at it. That's something you're gonna have to work hard on now, but later on down the road, you'll be like, oh, okay, you'll just do it without much thinking. Okay, so let's move to some solve by adding problems. So let's say I give you something like this: x -3 equals -9. Where should your attention be? Should it be on the -9 or the subtract 3?
Subtract 3.
Yeah, and again, you undo subtraction with addition, and you undo addition with subtraction.
So
Yeah.
you can do +3.
You're going to add 3 to both sides. Now, this is one of those where it's opposite in sign. So you have to first decide whether the answer is positive or negative, and then take the larger and subtract the smaller. And when I say larger, either subtract the smaller, that's always They're always both positive in that case.
Mm. Would it be 6? Would the 6 be the larger one?
So what I'm trying to get you to see is the first thing you do here is you decide, is it positive or negative?
Oh, it's going to be negative.
It's negative because the -9 is further from 0.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the second thing you do is you look at the numbers without the signs. So you look at the numbers as 9 and 3. And then you take the larger and you subtract the smaller.
So 6.
So yeah, and then you put that in front. So it's 2 steps, but eventually you will just do it without even thinking of it as 2 steps. But for now, you're going to have to interpret it this way. And that's the case when they're opposite in sign.
Okay.
Yeah, let's look at another one here. Let's say it's -8 equals P plus 4. No, I'm sorry, we're doing adding. So P minus 4. Okay, so try solving this one, please.
Okay. Would it be -12?
So what did you do to undo this on the right, this -4?
Well, I did since minus the like opposite is the additions, I'd add 4.
Add 4.
And I
So
added 4 to both sides.
okay, so it's -8 plus 4. And do you agree that these are opposite in sign?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first thing is well, is it positive or negative? So which is further from 0, the -8 or the +4?
-8.
So that tells you your answer is negative. Then the next thing you do is you look at the numbers without the sign. What are the numbers without the sign?
8 and 4.
8 and 4. And so you take the larger and you subtract the smaller. 8 minus 4.
Oh, because I did adding. I took the larger and added the smaller.
You add when they're same sign.
Yeah. So then I subtract, and then that would be 4.
Yes. And so P is -4. Good. Okay, so let's have you just try a couple of these problems here. Let's go -7 plus 3, -6 minus 9, and 7 minus 6. Go ahead and try these 3 on your own. And you're using the approach that we've been talking about, whether they're opposite in sign, same sign. What do you do in each case?
Okay. It's opposite, so you subtract larger to small. Would that first one be -4?
It is -4. That is correct.
Where the next one would be 15?
They're both negative. So
Uh,
what do you have to know? What do you have to say for sure about the answer?
Add.
The answer is negative because they're both negative.
Oh yeah. Right. So would it be -15?
Yes. And because they're same sign, you add the 2 numbers. You add the 2 numbers without the sign.
What's the last one? Would it just be like 7 -6?
Yeah. You
Okay.
could think of it as 7 plus -6. That would also
Okay.
be correct.
Would it be 1?
Yes. Okay, so let's keep looking at some equations now. Let's solve a couple of equations simultaneously here. Let's go p plus -6 equals -10. Let's try this one on the right here. Let's go x minus 3 equals -4.
Okay.
So I want you to try solving both of these, please.
The first one would be -4.
P equals -4, yes.
-1.
Yes. X equals -1. Good. All right, excellent. Okay, so let's move on to some other types of equations that you might have to solve, and we'll look at them now. So the next grouping we're looking at is solve by division. And we're not going to do long division, but it is division. So let's say I give you something like this: 3x equals 21.
Okay.
Okay, so you solve this by
3
noticing
times
that,
x equals 21.
yeah, 3 is multiplying x.
And the opposite of multiplication is subtraction, or is division.
Division. So you show it, you actually show it with a fraction bar, and that's maybe new for you, but you show it with a fraction bar, and that's how you're going to want to proceed, going forward in math. And that's why it's so important to, just use the right conventions here. Now, for many students, what they end up doing, and this is correct, 3 divided by 3, whatever you divide by, it always becomes 1x. Okay, what do you get on the right? What is 21 divided by 3? And again, what I'm really asking is 3 times what number equals 21? And if you're not sure, we should probably get out a
7.
Yeah. Do you have a multiplication table that you can get out for today's lesson?
It's out.
Okay, good. Good. So, but here's the thing: is you don't actually write 1x equals 7. It's x equals 7.
Mhm.
But it's okay. It's okay to write this 1x, and it's okay to then write x. But someday you're just going to go right to just writing x.
Okay.
So let's try another one here. Well, let me know when you get all this down, and we'll try another one.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so let's look at another problem here. Let's say 63. I'm sorry, not 63. Forgive me. Undo that. Let's go 45 equals 9x. Your attention should always be on the side with the variable.
Yeah.
Okay, so the side with the variable. So you can see that 9 is multiplying x.
Yeah.
So how do you undo it? With division, right? So you divide by 9 on both sides.
45 divided by 9 is 5. So 5 equals x.
Yeah, or you can write 1x for now. And then here's another thing: is you almost always put the variable on the left.
Oh, okay. So x equals 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you've got it. Okay. All right, so let's have you try a couple here. We'll make these slightly more difficult. Let's go with the following. Let's go 8x equals negative 16.
Hmm.
Okay, so what are you going to divide both sides by?
16 or negative 16?
Your focus should always be on the side with the variable.
Oh, so 8.
You're going to divide both sides by 8. Now, this is maybe something new. A negative divided by a positive is negative.
So would it be negative 8 or negative 2?
It's
Sorry.
negative 2. Similarly, a positive divided by a negative is a negative.
Oh, so it's negative either way.
Right. But here's the other case that we should look at. A positive divided by a positive. We've been doing a bunch of those already. That's always
Positive.
positive.
Negative divided by negative is positive?
Yes, exactly. Negative divided by negative is also positive. So just like there's rules for adding opposite sign like signs, you got the same thing here for division and multiplication.
So if they're mixed up, it's always going to be negative. If they're like paired together, it's always going to be positive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's look at another example here. Let's say it's negative 3x equals negative 15. What are you going to divide both sides of the equation by?
You're going to divide by 3 or negative 3.
Negative 3. You always divide, this is important, you always divide by the number in front of x. It doesn't matter whether it's negative or positive, you just divide by it on both sides. Okay. So like we just talked about, a negative divided by negative is a positive. And 15 divided by 3 is
positive.
Yeah, but what is 15 divided by 3? 5. Okay. All right, so let me give you a couple problems to try here on your own. Let me know when you get all this down.
Okay.
Oops, sorry. I need to do that.
Okay.
Got it down?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's have you try a couple of problems here. Let's go negative 22 equals 11x. Let's go negative 30 equals negative 6p. And then x plus 8 equals negative 10.
Okay, for the first one, would it be negative 22 equals x or 11x, or would it be the other way around?
Say that one more time.
For number 1, which way is it gonna be? Is it x times y equals 22, or negative 22 equals y or 11?
It's negative 22 equals 11 times
Okay.
x. And you're yeah, sorry it's not written a little better. I could see what the issues.
Would it be negative 2?
Okay, x equals negative 2. That's correct.
Five.
So here's how you want to start saying it. You want to start saying p equals 5.
Oh, p equals 5. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
-2 would be the next one.
Okay, so how did you get that? What was the math operation that you
Well, I
did this off?
subtracted 8,
Okay,
and I subtracted 8,
so are -10 and -8 same sign or opposite in sign?
same sign.
So when they're same sign, you keep the
They're-
sign and then you add the numbers.
Okay. So 18.
-18, yeah. Okay, so let's try, so let's look at some division problems next. All right, so let's say I ask you x divided by 3 equals 6. Okay. So notice I'm using a fraction bar instead of a division.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're going to start seeing. You're really going to start seeing this instead. So to undo division, you multiply, right?
Yeah.
Multiplication is undone by division, division's undone by multiplication. And again, you're focusing on the side with x. You focus on the side with x. So if you're dividing by 3, you should multiply
by 3
on both sides of the equation. Now on the left here, the numbers
3 times 3
cancel.
is 9. Okay, so then this side is going to be 3 times 6, which is 18.
Yes. Okay, so let's look at another one here. Let's say it's y over 2 equals -5.
Okay.
What do you multiply both sides of the equation by?
2.
2. Whatever, you always look at that side with the variable on it. So it's 2 times y, 2 times -10.
That cancels.
They cancel out. Now, if you didn't like that, you
Y
can,
equals 10.
not 10. What do you have on the left? You have
Oh,
a
-5 times
-5.
2 is -10.
Yes. All right, so let me just we got it. So yeah, we just need a lot of practice on this next part. So again, like what I'm trying to get you to do is be really fast at things like -3 minus 7, 4 times -3, 5 minus 9, -63 over 7. Could you try each of these for me?
Yeah, sure. -3 and -7. -3. -10 for the first one.
Okay, I hear a little confidence in that. I like it.
Hmm.
So that again, this dot means multiplication,
Oh,
which is important.
okay. So
I know maybe you're used
4
to seeing.
times -3. I'm not used to seeing the dot. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Okay, so it's a positive times a negative.
Yeah. So what we do is we'd have to do division because
You're not undoing. We're just manipulating the numbers, right?
so
So the challenge here isn't that you don't know how to do it. It's that I'm giving you a mixture of problems,
yeah.
and that's where you've got to go back, in your notes and like kind of review at some point, but
Yeah.
not right now. So the answer is negative, and then you just multiply the numbers.
Oh, okay. It's 12.
-12, yeah.
-12. Okay. -4.
That's correct.
Okay. 63. Nine?
Nope,
-9?
-9, yeah. So big difference, right? 9 versus -9.
Yeah.
One is, you do a job and someone says that'll be -$9, or hey, here's $9, I'm giving it to you. There's a huge difference there. So
Okay.
all right, so that is probably it for us for tonight. I guess we can try one or two more here. Let's go with this one. Let's go Q -3 equals -2. Just try solving this one.
Add the 3. 3. Would it be -5?
You're adding 3 to both sides.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they same sign or opposite in sign?
Opposite.
Opposite. So in that case, you have to decide which one is further from 0, the 3 or the -2.
The 3. So it's gonna be positive.
It's positive. Then you take the larger and subtract the smaller. You ignore the sign.
Oh, so a +1.
Yes. Let's try one more. F plus 8 equals 6.
Okay. Subtract 8 from each side. It's not the same. So then we have -2.
-2. That is correct. All right, great job today, August. Hopefully you get some homework on Wednesday for us to look at. And I'm hoping it's some of the stuff we've been doing. So it may help to propel you to get a little bit ahead in class. But that is it. And I will see you in a couple of days.
Okay.
Have a great night. Bye now.
Okay.